Streaming live on YouTube at the Team 980. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and do that right now. So it's right there. Just click the little boop, subscribe. Also, of course, make sure that you are subscribed to the Hoffman Show podcast feed in case you miss any of the show and you want to be able to watch it on demand, or listen to it, I should say, on demand anytime, anywhere. All right, Anthony, it is 5:30 on a Friday, which means it is time for us, sir, to go around the NFL. You've got the music over there. Let's hit that. Yes, no? You don't have the music. Oh, you do have the music. You faked me out.
Yes, sir, man. Hit you with the okey doke.
The old okey doke. Why'd you do that? Making me look silly.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hate to see it.
Only because you have since surpassed me after your marvelous week last week.
Yeah, it was. It was a double-digit win week for me, not so much for Ant.
Nope.
We did both get the Chiefs right last night. That was not terribly difficult to do, but good job, Anthony, sending a Chiefs text 2 minutes before kickoff, and I was like, yep, got it, registered, me too. That would have been a 1-2-3 Chiefs game. Chiefs now 5-1 on the year. It's so interesting to me how similar some of these top teams in the league are that aren't San Francisco, where San Francisco is like clicking. Mm-hmm. But the two defending conference champions like haven't really clicked yet in any major way. Eagles are getting there, I think, more than the Chiefs, but they're winning football games. They're 5-1 and their offense is kind of struggling.
Yes,
and it's Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Like, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah. It's probably a good thing that they're, still finding their ways, because as long as you're, good in the months of November, December, and you're like striding, I think it'll bode well. So maybe it's good that they're hitting these bumps early.
Right. I would rather be peaking then than now. Or if you're San Francisco, just, keep staying there, because I picked you to win the Super Bowl and I'd like to be right 2 years in a row. Anthony, I've decided that I think I want us to pick the Commanders game in this segment as well. We won't give a score, but just a winner.
Yep.
For the simple reason that it makes it easier to keep track of. So Commanders Falcons is where we'll start. Commanders are 2.5-point road dogs. Who you got in this one?
Oh, this isn't a 1-2-3?
I mean, I'm
joking.
A little bit of analysis. Obviously, we'll do a lot more.
No, I'm joking. To be honest, Craig, I'm going with the Commanders. I'm going with the Commanders. And Vegas also wants everybody to go with the Commanders, right? 2.5?
2.5. I mean, they're. I don't know where the money is. I mean, that's a Kevin Sheehan level question. I don't know where the sharp money is. I don't know where the.
Oh, I thought you would have known. My bad.
No, but I haven't been watching where the lines moved this week either. So, God, I'm gonna pick Washington too. I don't feel good about it.
I don't. I think it's gonna be an ugly game, down to the wire, scrappy. Like that's what kind of game I'm thinking this is gonna be. The Falcons' offense isn't all that, impressive, but the defense somehow, some way, they found a way not to, give up a lot of yards and allow their offense to, be on the field. So if you allow a team to, just get a chance after chance after chance, eventually they'll put something together. So I'm hoping that the Commanders' offense will be able to, get in the groove a little bit and, just put up some points on the board.
I hope so. If not, it could be. Like, it's going to be, I will say this, it's probably going to be a stressful Sunday.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be bro, Sunday is nuts. 1 o'clock, Commanders. 3 o'clock, Aces, Liberty. 5 o'clock, Spirit. Like, for me personally.
Boom, boom, boom.
Like, for those that don't know, that are new to the show, one of my best friends plays for the Aces. They used to work for the Spirit, and my life revolves way too much around the Commanders. That is a stressful day for your boy on Sunday. All right, starts earlier though. Ravens and Titans. We got the last of the football games from London, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where the Baltimore Ravens will take on the Tennessee Titans. Baltimore 4.5-point favorites on. Well, they're both on the road, but technically the road team, and they actually have their players back. I'm going to stop the accent. This is like the healthiest they've been in weeks. Give me Baltimore.
Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer as well. I think, is Jeffrey Simmons sitting out? Was he hurt?
Ooh, I don't know. I just saw a Ravens injury report. I did not see a Titans injury report, but luckily for you, I have the internet in front of me, so hang tight. Let's see. Tyre Tart is questionable. Treylon Burks out. I do not see anything on him at this time.
Well, even if he does play or doesn't play, I think I'm going to go with the Ravens. I just hope the Ravens receivers bring their hands over to Europe, because last week they should have beaten Steelers. Too many drop passes. Help your quarterback out. Help him out. And I just think the Titans are a struggling team. Yeah. Offensively, defensively, it doesn't matter.
They had that one game a couple weeks ago where it was like, oh, are they alive again? It's like, nope, they're dead. Mm-hmm. Not good. All right, Vikings and Bears.
Ooh, interested to see where you go on this one. No JJ for the Vikes.
No JJ for the Vikes or my fantasy team. Bears look like they figured some stuff out. Defensively, the Vikings are still a mess. I trust the Vikings to put up points offensively. Am I really going to pick Chicago?
No, don't do it. Who's go, Craig?
Chicago's, like, Minnesota's 3-point favorites on the road.
They're favorites on the road, too? Good gracious.
Yeah, Minnesota's favorite on the road.
No.
I have no idea who's going to win this game. Like, if we could pass on one game per week to protect our record, this would be it. One. I don't know that we're going to say the same team, but I throwing it out there. 1, 2, 3.
Bears. No, Craig, you're supposed to say Vikings.
I've said Vikings too many times. I've been burned.
So you're not going down with the ship anymore.
Justin Jefferson's not on the ship, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, when you jumped with them.
When JJ's, they got escorted off the ship because his hamstring's all jacked up. Oh. I was the person, like they carry guys off the field and it's like you limp off and you kind of got your arm around the guy. I was the guy carrying JJ off the field. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, wow.
That was my way to sneak off the ship without making Kevin mad at me.
I'm not gonna lie, Craig. If the Vikings lose this game, this might be, Kirk Cousins one of his last games. Because they have the 49ers, the Packers, and then Falcons.
Who was that talking? Oh, it was Yam yesterday was on with us, and he's like, you should trade for Kirk is New England.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, because they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
What about the Jets? Oh, they don't have enough money for him.
I mean, the Jets, I don't know if they could fit him in the cap, and also, if I'm Kirk, I'm not going there. I'm turning that trade down. Like, Kirk has a no trade clause. I think Kirk would be like, yo, I know New England's a bit of a mess right now, but I get to go play for Belichick. Like, even for a learning experience, I'll go do that for
and they'll probably re-up his contract. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. But I don't know that Belichick will do that. I don't know that they would give him a long-term deal, but, like...
Why trade for him, then?
Because you're trying to save your season, and Max stinks. But they keep burying... They're ostriching big time on Mac.
Yeah, they are.
They're just like, I don't know, he's... What do you mean? Why are you guys asking me about it? It's like, I don't know, because he's bad at NFL football.
Yeah.
God, who else? I'm trying to look down the schedule real quick. I don't know who else would trade for Cousins, but I don't know. We're in a wacky situation.
Yep.
All right, so we're both taking the Bears. What the hell? Seahawks and Bengals. Cincinnati finally looked right offensively last week. Monster day for Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase had literally 20 targets. Seahawks 3-1 on the year, travel to Cincinnati. Coming off the bye, they had the early bye, which is never ideal. I think I'm taking Cincy at home. I think we've now reached the Bengals have figured it out portion of the schedule.
Okay, and you think they figured it out? Well, I don't. I'm going with the Seahawks, baby. Coming off the bye week, they're going to utilize their run game. DK is going to be back. Tyler Lockett is going to be back. The defense, Witherspoon is still there.
Anthony, take a breath. I'm concerned that you're about to pass it. You're big. Anna.
Nah, I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I think that, yes, you probably don't want an early bye, but...
I mean, just like for the course of the season. I didn't mean that as like it's bad for them this week.
I don't know for the course of the season, but I'm saying them coming off the bye, just having time off, I think that'll be good for them going on the road against, a a Bengals team that seems to have figured it out. And they also might be getting T. Higgins back this week. So, I don't know. I really like.
That certainly would help.
I like their defense, though. I don't think their defense gets enough.
Cincy's defense
credit.
Or
The Seahawks.
Oh, Seahawks. Yeah, I mean they're definitely good. I mean they're a good football
solid.
team. I just think the Bengals are now back to bangling, and not bungling, bangling.
Yeah.
All right, 49ers Browns 1, 2, 3. San
49ers.
Francisco. Deshaun Watson out for that game. Panthers and Dolphins 1, 2, 3.
Dolphins.
Miami. Colts and Jaguars. Jags finally back in the States after 2 games in London. Colts coming off a big old win. Were we 1-2-3 this one?
Oh, no, my bad.
You know your mic was on there.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know who I'm going with.
Okay. Colts coming off the big win over the Titans last week where our guy Zaire Franklin had a monster day in the game-sealing tackle on Derrick Henry. Jags 4.5-point favorites at home, and they're coming off beating the Bills and, beating them pretty soundly. Trevor Lawrence starting to really figure it out with Calvin Ridley. I like where their offense is headed. I'm taking Jacksonville at home. I know that's going to make you mad.
The thing is, I don't hate your answer, Craig, because the Colts have not won in Jacksonville and Lord knows when. Andrew Luck didn't even win down there. It's been that long of a time that they've won in Jacksonville. But I think this year is the year they break it.
There is one factor that perhaps I didn't consider heavy enough. This is a Gardner Minshew revenge game. Obviously, Anthony Richardson is out for at least 4 weeks on IR. 4 to 8 is the diagnosis that I've seen from all the reporters. Minshew, former Jags quarterback, now in Indianapolis. JT getting back, hopefully a bigger role for the sake of my fantasy team.
Yeah.
I think last week was a big, important game for the Jags' confidence. I'm going to stick with my pick, but it's a division game, man. Toss the records out, even though they have the same exact record.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at, the first game that they had, and the Colts really should have won the game. I think they were more physical. They just couldn't hold on to the ball. But, Zach Moss is back in the lineup. You got JT also splitting some carries. And I think that's going to be their identity the rest of the season, to be honest. Running the ball, using those 2 backs. Gardner, he can sustain drives. And I think that's what he did well when he had to step in for AR early in the season. So I think he does it again. I'm going with the Colts, baby.
All right, we'll see who's right on Monday. That one of just a few divisional matchups. There's 3 or 4 of them around the NFL. This not one of them. Saints and Texans regional rivalry. When New Orleans has had to, because of hurricanes, move their team. They wind up in Houston. Saints and Texans, New Orleans, 2-point favorites on the road. C.J. Stroud, 1,400 yards already on the year, 7 touchdowns, still has not thrown an interception, but they're just 2-3. Saints 3-2. Who you got?
I think I'm gonna go with the Saints. I really want to go with the Texans. I love what CJ has established so far. They lose Tank Dell though.
He's now questionable.
Oh, he's questionable? Okay.
Yeah, there was some early reporting that he's probably out, but he's not officially out yet.
Yeah. I don't know. I think what the Saints defense did last week against the Patriots, granted it is the Patriots, but I think the Saints driving force all season should have been their defense, and it seems like they're getting healthy, they're getting on one accord, so I think they're going to use that momentum from last week, carry it over into this game against the Texans, and hopefully Tyrann Mathieu, he picks off the young rookie.
Yeah, this New Orleans defense is really good. And by the way, the style they play is something that we'll see this weekend. The Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator, a New Orleans disciple, Dennis Allen, and company. I'll take New Orleans as well. I think they're just a better team. They're not very exciting. They're not very sexy, but they're probably the best team in the NFC South. They're just they've got enough offensively. Olave's great. Carr's doing enough, and then
Kamara's back too.
Is good, yeah. And then we'll see obviously how Kamara plays as he gets rolling and back up to speed this season. All right, Patriots and Raiders. Josh McDaniels and the Raiders hosting his former boss, Bill Belichick. That feels ominous, but these are 2 teams that I told myself I would not pick either of them anytime soon. and now they're playing each other, so I got to pick one.
Yeah, this one stinks. But I think I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I think everybody was shocked to see them. Well, not everybody, but we definitely picked, the Packers to beat the Raiders last week, and they came out, dominated that game from start to finish.
Yeah.
But also, it's good to see Josh Jacobs getting going. And their defense, I don't think we talk enough about the defense. Max Crosby is, still a huge driving force on that.
So special, man.
That defense. So I think he's going to try to make life hell for Mac Jones.
No, I agree, and he'll probably succeed because the Patriots' offense stinkos. I'm going to go with the Raiders as well. They're, at this point, the better team. I know it's 2-3 versus 1-4, but I cannot, in good conscience, pick the Patriots right now. I mean, they have been, just by any measure, nevertheless, like through the context of this is Bill Belichick's team, horrendous. They have literally the 2 worst losses of his career the last 2 weeks. 38-3, 35 points is the most that Bill Belichick has ever lost by, and he followed up with 34-0 to the Saints.
Yeah, that's bad stuff.
And that was at home. They lost 34-0 to the Saints at home. This one in Vegas. So it's going to be a crazy... The stadium for the Aces is right across the street from Allegiant. So it's going to be a little high traffic area there down by Mandalay Bay.
Game 3 is in Vegas or is in
Oh, no, that's
New York?
right. It's in New York.
Oh.
It's in New York.
Luckily for them, good grace, that could have been bad.
Yeah. Traffic. Cardinals and Rams. Rams favored by 7 in this one. Cooper Kupp definitely made a big impact last week in his return in terms of catching balls, but not enough to get the win. I'm going to take LA here. Like, I think that they have enough firepower. The Cardinals are tough, but at the end of the day, like, they are 1-4 because they're just not that talented.
I think Stafford all season has shown everybody that he still got it. You get Cooper Kupp back. Granted, you did play the Eagles defense last weekend. That's going to be a tough, Sunday for anybody. But I think against the Cardinals, you'll be able to, get more in a groove and get on one accord with your number one guy, Cooper Kupp.
If you're LA, though, like, what a great benefit to play the Eagles and Cardinals back-to-back. Gannon, the former DC in Philadelphia. I know that Sean Desai is doing some different stuff in Philly now, but, like, there's some basic carryover from one to the other that helps your scout, so it's probably a little bit more familiar week to week. As for the Eagles, they're in New York against the Jets. Jets coming off their loss to the Chiefs, where they played tough, but I don't know how much of that is like window dressing. It's not really what we're looking for. It's fake, for lack of a better word. Like smoke and mirrors, because the Chiefs' offense is genuinely struggling right now. I mean, they only put up, 19 last night against the Broncos, who were giving up 36 a game. Yeah. So is the Jets' defense actually that good? Are they actually making things difficult? Or are the Chiefs just not locked in right now? Offensively, obviously, the Jets still struggling. I don't think that's going to change. I'll take Philly on the road. I don't say easily, but comfortably.
I think this is going to be a blowout.
We probably could have done 1, 2, 3 up.
Yeah, I think they're going to get after Zach Wilson. Granted, they will be without what's the name? The rookie.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter, yeah.
Carter, he said.
Yeah, him and Darius Slay. Yeah. But they just have so much depth at the position itself, so they're going to be all right.
And they still have Bradbury to try to help on Garrett Wilson. So losing Slay hurts. That's a big one. They're obviously already down Avonte Maddox for the year, but we'll see. Garrett Wilson probably get loose a time or two, but you gotta have time to throw it, and that is where I concern myself if I am the New York Jets. Lions and Bucks, sneaky, maybe the best game of the weekend. Like, that's a good one. There's a reason this got moved to the 425 window on Fox. Detroit 3-point favorites at Tampa. 2 former number 1 overall picks at quarterback, Baker versus Jared Goff. Guys that are having resurgences in new homes. Obviously, Jared started last year with how well they played offensively in Detroit. I'm going to take Detroit on the road. I think they're the better team, and I don't think Tampa's actually that good, but they are off to a 3-1 start coming off the bye. So we'll see what they can do. This will be the best test for Tampa defensively because Detroit is simply one of the best offenses in the NFL, bar none.
Yeah, is Amon-Ra St. Brown playing?
I do believe so. Let me double check.
Because he's been, questionable with the abdomen injury. If he does play, I think that's a game changer, and I would probably lean Lions. But if he does not play, I think I'm gonna surprise some people and go with the Bucks here.
From what I can see, he's playing. Jahmyr Gibbs is out. Brian Branch is out, and they had to put C.J. Gardner-Johnson on IR. But looks like you're all good on Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Then I think I'm gonna go with the Lions. As potent as their offense has been with him, it just gets scary. And I love what Laporta's been doing, from the tight end position.
He is questionable, but should play.
And then they also got Jameson Williams back too, so they just get so many weapons over there. But I think St. Brown is the one that gets the offense going.
So the Brian Dable goes back to Buffalo game. Yikes, man. Daniel Jones out for this one, as is like half the offensive line. Who is even the Giants? Oh, it's Tyrod Taylor who's playing, starting for his former team. And with that information out of the way, 1, 2, 3, Bills.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills.
All right, and then Monday Night Football. This is probably the best game of the weekend outside of Lions Bucks. Cowboys and Chargers. You got Kellen Moore revenge game. Now the OC in LA. His 2-2 Chargers coming off the bye, hosting the 3-2 Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a pretty darn bad beating at the hands of the 49ers on Sunday Night Football. Can they fulfill their destiny here as 2-point favorites on the road?
The Chargers are at home.
Chargers are at home.
This one pains me. JK, I'm going with the Chargers, baby. Thought I was going to go with Dallas. No, I'm going with the Chargers. And Justin Herbert, I believe. I would love to see how he, manages the little hand injury that he has on his non-throwing hand, with his finger. But aside from that, you get Austin Eckler back. They still will be without Mike Williams, but I don't know, man.
They have 2 in a row. I mean, they were against the Vikings and the Raiders, but they did win 2 in a row. God.
This is so tough.
It's really tough.
Cowboys offense stinks.
Here's my thinking. Dallas is streaky as hell. So if they're down last week, they'll be up this week. Just when you count them out is when they look like the best team in football. But do you remember the stat last year about teams that played the 49ers?
Oh, after every time they played, they lost.
Literally every team that played the 49ers last year lost the next week. It is such a physical toll, and the 49ers beat the out of the Cowboys last week, both on the scoreboard and physically. I think I'm going to go to the Chargers.
Has it remained true this year? Probably have to check.
Yeah, I'd have to check.
But that is a crazy stat still.
They do have the extra day to recover, but it was a Sunday night game, so it's not like a full extra day. Yeah, just put me down for the Chargers, man. I'm not going to think too hard about it.
Yeah, I think we revisit this come Monday.
Yeah.
Revisit it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because parts of me does want to lean Dallas. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, All right, we'll revisit on Monday. We're out of time anyway. All right, when we get back here on the Hoffman Show, a Friday tradition, our Pick 6 at 6. We'll pick 6 players who we think are going to have a big impact for the Commanders on Sunday en route to a win. If they win, these players will play well. And don't forget, Tiki Barber joins us at 6:30 on the Hoffman Show on the Team 980. Always live as well on the free Odyssey app.
This is the Hoffman Show on the Team 980 and the Odyssey app.